Hello, today we will share with you the latest developments between Palestine and Israel. The Syrian official authorities have confirmed that the Israeli Air Force conducted an attack on Syrian territory last night. While there is no official statement yet regarding the target and details of the attack, Syrian military officials have reported that 8 soldiers lost their lives in the incident and 7 others were injured. Israel, on the other hand, has not issued any statement regarding this attack yet. However, Israel has occasionally conducted air raids on Syrian territory due to security concerns in the region, and it often acknowledges such actions. Hezbollah Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah, Palestinian Islamic Jihad leader Ziad al-Nakala, and Hamas representative Saleh Aruri reportedly held a meeting in Lebanon. The main agenda of the meeting was to discuss the Palestinian issue and relations with Israel. Nasrallah reiterated their support for the rights of the Palestinian people and emphasized the strengthening of cooperation in acting against Israel. The Turkish President, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, announced today that all planned visits to Israel have been cancelled, indicating a growing chill in relations between the two countries. According to Erdogan's official statement, diplomatic relations between Turkey and Israel have become strained in recent times due to Israeli military operations in Gaza and developments in Palestinian territories. Erdogan emphasized that the cancellation of visits to Israel is a response to these developments. Erdogan also criticized Israel's actions in Palestinian territories and characterized Hamas not as a terrorist organization but as a group fighting for the defense of their land and citizens. These statements are seen as a sign of a shift in Turkey's policies toward Israel. In Gaza, the Israeli military announced that the commander of the Northern Khan Yunis Brigade of Hamas, Taser Mubaser, was killed in an airstrike that occurred last night. The details of the attack are not yet clear, but Israeli officials stated that Mubaser had been leading terrorist activities and attacks against Israel. Following the recent airstrike in the Gaza Strip, the Israeli military issued a strong statement against Hamas. The Israeli army spokesperson explicitly stated that Iran is behind the attacks emanating from Gaza. The spokesperson said, Hamas, responsible for all attacks against Israel, is backed by Iran. This latest incident is another example of how Iran is fueling instability in the region. Hamas being armed and continuing its attacks with Iran's support is escalating tensions in the region. Additionally, the Israeli government expressed concerns about Iran's support for the region, emphasizing that Iran's provision of arms and financial support to regional countries is contributing to instability in the area. As a result of the escalating conflicts in the Middle East, another tragedy has occurred in the Gaza Strip. Media workers in Gaza, who are the targets of Israeli airstrikes, are operating under great risk in the midst of intense fighting. Today, 22 Palestinian journalists have lost their lives in the Gaza Strip. However, they themselves have become dangerously targeted in this conflict. With the increasing violence and conflict in the Gaza Strip, the dangers they face while performing their professional duties have become even more pronounced. The international community closely monitors this tragedy in the Gaza Strip and expresses concerns about ensuring the safety of media workers. UNRWA, Israel-Gaza tensions affect the fate of over 40 facilities. The Israel-Gaza tension in the Gaza Strip is having a significant impact on humanitarian facilities operated by the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees. The escalating violence and air raids in the region are seriously hampering UNRWA's humanitarian relief efforts. Thousands of Palestinian refugees living in the Gaza Strip rely on these facilities for education, healthcare, and basic needs provided by UNRWA. However, recent conflicts have greatly disrupted the functioning of these facilities. The UNRWA spokesperson, while assessing the recent developments in Gaza, stated, "The tension and conflicts in the region create significant difficulties in accessing UNRWA facilities. More than 40 of our schools, health centers, and humanitarian aid facilities in Gaza are frequently put in danger due to the conflicts, negatively affecting our ability to serve Palestinian refugees." UNRWA personnel working in the Gaza Strip's facilities expressed the need for more international support and guarantees to continue their mission of providing assistance to refugees if the conflicts persist. Egypt's Armed Forces Commander-in-Chief and President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi personally inspected the combat readiness of the 4th Armored Division of the 3rd Saharan Army Corps in Suez in order to enhance the country's security and maintain the military's combat capabilities. This inspection, conducted in a private ceremony, highlights a strategic step taken to strengthen Egypt's military power and enhance its national defense capabilities. The 4th Armored Division has played a significant role in the country's defense strategies, aiming to preserve regional stability and ensure Egypt's security. While tensions continue in the Middle East, the reverberations of the airstrikes carried out by the Israeli military in the Gaza Strip are growing in Lebanese territories. According to recent reports, the number of Hezbollah members killed in the attacks during the Gaza war has reached at least 39. These attacks were conducted as part of Israel's operations in the Gaza Strip and were concentrated in the areas of South Lebanon where Hezbollah is influential. It is known that Hezbollah supports Palestinian groups and has been involved in a long-standing conflict with Israel. The international community is watching the escalating tensions in the Middle East with concern and calling on the parties to cease violence. However, finding a serious diplomatic solution to reduce tension in the region still appears to be quite challenging. The recent developments in the Gaza Strip are deepening the humanitarian crisis. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees reported that the capacity of shelters in Gaza has exceeded 4 times their intended capacity, with hundreds of people forced to sleep in the streets. The intensification of conflicts in Gaza is diminishing the chances of civilians being safe. UNRWA is deeply concerned about the overcrowding in shelters vital for Palestinian refugees. Many families are leaving conflict areas and embarking on journeys in the hope of seeking refuge in these shelters. A spokesperson for UNRWA described this situation as catastrophic, emphasizing that the humanitarian crisis in Gaza is worsening. At the same time, the international community is called upon to support emergency relief efforts in Gaza and take the necessary steps to ensure the safety of Palestinian civilians. As tensions continue in the Gaza Strip, the Israeli military is tightening its borders. According to recent statements, Israel is officially designating a 1,000-meter area along the Gaza border as a war zone. This decision was made during a period of increased tension in the region. The reignition of conflicts in the Gaza Strip has prompted Israel to tighten security in its border regions. The Israeli military announced that a 1,000-meter area along the Gaza border would be classified as a war zone, and intensive security measures would be implemented in this area. This decision is said to be aimed at ensuring the safety of both civilian populations and military units. The declaration of this war zone is a result of the escalating conflicts and rising tensions between the parties in the Gaza Strip. The Israeli military emphasizes that this decision is made to define its borders more clearly and address security concerns. The Israeli military has made a significant statement in Syria, warning the Syrian government and its military regarding rocket attacks originating from Syrian territory towards Israel. Israel attributes the recent attacks to members of the Syrian Arab Army and their commanders, and emphasizes the need to prevent such actions. Due to an increase in the number of rockets launched from Syria into Israeli territory, the Israeli military is holding the SAA responsible. Israel calls on the Syrian government to prevent such attacks and take action against the aggressors. In recent hours, the city of Han Yunis has been subjected to Israeli military airstrikes, escalating tension in the region. Israeli officials claim they initiated these military operations in response to rocket attacks by Hamas. However, concerns are growing worldwide due to the increasing civilian casualties, posing a serious threat to people's safety. The United Nations Secretary-General has called for a ceasefire and emphasized the need to protect civilians. The rising tension in the Gaza Strip could also impact the political balance in the region. The international community is expressing an urgent need to reduce tension between the parties and find a lasting peace solution.